Hello, collective. I am here to do your Medicine Bag Monday read, where we dive into the energies in play this week and tap into the best way for us to move forward in order to take advantage of the opportunities on offer. And we do have a new moon coming up this week in Cancer, so let's just see, what does this new cycle bring in, because anytime we have a new moon, we're looking at new energy, and it was 28 on the clock when I said that. So we are talking about the beginning of a new cycle. And I do feel that this particular new moon is really kicking off a major new cycle. A lot of us are embarking on that fool's journey, okay? We've really closed up a big chapter of our lives, and maybe there's still some details to attend to as far as, making those finalizations of the things that you decided to do to move forward into this next phase of your life, practical things that you need to tend to. But I do believe that in general, the collective has reached a consensus in their lives about what is needing to be released and what needs to happen to move forward in an empowered way. So that's the thing, once the choice is made, then everything that's needed to support the choice comes forward and aligns, all right? So any signs that I call out in this read, they are, any placements where you have strong influence in those signs. So sun, moon, rising, Venus, north node, or if you just have that particular sign's house loaded with planets, even if you don't have them in that particular sign, it still can have a strong influence, all right? I usually only call out signs if it is a repeat message or it is coming up in a court card, which are actual significators on the board that speak of players involved in the situation. Otherwise, I usually don't get into calling out every single sign associated with every major arcana, because those are just archetypal energies. Anybody can embody them, all right? I stick with the significator cards, which are the court cards, all right? But I will sometimes call out a major arcana sign association if it's a repeat message, if the court cards already appeared on the board, because then it can help really hone things in, all right? So take what applies to you, toss aside the rest. Let your intuition guide you about how the message is speaking to you, and let's just dive in and see what's on deck for this week for the collective. I do want to say that when I went to go and film this reading, I was looking outside. I have this window right here. I love it when I can utilize the natural light coming in. And I was looking up at the sky, and there was a cloud formation, and to me it looked like a magic lamp, and I feel like a lot of you are starting to really get clear about what your wishes are, and you're also being more mindful about your wishes. It's sort of that feeling of be careful what you wish for, you just might get it. That's the energy that's really coming in for me. And you're starting to understand that a lot of the things that you've wished for in the past actually weren't in your best interest. Some of you really got handed some very difficult lessons and a lot to integrate, we always get something out of it, right? Sometimes we play tricks on ourselves. We think we want something, we think it's the key to our happiness, and then what we get sort of leaves us with a bitter taste in our mouth, but we get strong medicine that comes through it, right? Sometimes medicine is bitter, but it's exactly what we need in order to move forward on our path in an empowered way. So, there is this piece, though. You can save yourself the trouble if you're just more mindful about how you're making your wishes, all right? It's never good to get too pigeonholed with something, like put too definite borders around what you're looking to call in, because then you really limit yourself. And maybe what you think you want is more just like an ego gratification, but it's not what will really bring lasting happiness, a real feeling of fulfillment. So if you can kind of leave it more open-ended and instead get more in touch with the quality of what this thing, would give you if you were to receive it. So let's say you were wanting a relationship with a particular person, okay? Instead of making it about that person, why do you want that relationship with that particular person? How would you feel inside if you had this relationship with this person that's captured your attention? You know, would you feel loved? Would you feel content? Would you feel happy? Would you feel a sense of adventure? Think of the qualities that it would actually invoke within you if you had your wish come true, or at least as you perceive it in your mind. And then instead of making it about this person, instead of making it about a specific goal, okay, why don't you instead set your wish on that target? Like, I wish to feel loved. I wish to have a sense of adventure in my life. I wish to feel fulfilled, content. I wish to feel supported, whatever it brings forward in you. And when you do this, you actually allow life to kind of come and work in partnership with you. We see this with this 2 of Wands coming out on the board right away, okay? This allows you to move in harmony with spirit, with your higher consciousness, however you choose to view it, all right? When you move in harmony with what is in alignment with the highest good, all right, things tend to pan out a lot better than you could expect or even than you could imagine. So see if you can create some openness. And when we allow for this kind of openness in how we set our sights, this beautiful thing happens. Because when we allow for openness, what we're actually doing is we're moving into this place of trust that everything unfolds on our path exactly as it's meant to. And that it's all designed to take us. Oh my gosh, a cardinal just flew by the window when I said that. This bold flash of red, okay? That is messages from spirit. So I love that this came in, okay? I love that this came in at just that timing, all right? Yes, and it was 7:21 on the clock when I said that. This is like definitely a way to receive your blessings is to, open up your view. Don't get so set in everything having to fall within this framework. Don't get so set in that relationship you seek having to be found with a particular person. Don't get so set in thinking the fulfillment in your career only comes if you land this one job. Don't get so set in thinking that your ideal living situation is in this place, in this particular house, anything like this, okay? Just open it up. What are you looking to create with that thing that you've been allured by, okay? What is the qualities that it would bring into your life? And set your wishes there, because you do want to be mindful of what you're wishing for at this time. Manifestation powers are very high, all right? Manifestation powers are at their peak, and I feel like this Cancer new moon, it's like it's the water that comes in that grows that seed of your vision, all right? We're going to see a lot starting to come to fruition in Leo season in July and August. We've been talking about this quite a bit, all right? To get the best result, work in partnership with the energy. And the best way to work in partnership with the energy is to be open. To be open and also to embody that energy within yourself. What you seek, start to evoke what you seek within yourself and how you express yourself on your path. And then you are working in partnership with the energy that will draw exactly what is meant for you to you, okay? What's meant for you will always find you. I'm going to see what these other cards are that came out on the board. We do have a player on the board. All right. We got King of Cups energy. This is a very romantic, heart-centered energy. There may be a lot of you that are looking for that special someone to share your life with, to grow with. I think you're looking for a sort of higher love. You don't want something casual. You're looking for somebody who can dive deep with you. Okay. This is water sign collective. Cancer, how fitting because we got that Cancer new moon coming up. So Cancer front and season, and this is front and season. This is your season. I meant to say front and center, but Cancer, you're front and center here. Maybe this is a big birthday wish for you. Happy birthday to all the Cancers out there. But we also see Scorpio and Pisces coming up in this picture here. I also tend to throw Aquarius in, even though Aquarius is technically an air sign. I do feel with them being the water bearer that they do kind of bring in this emotional water energy here that we see with the cups, okay? So this is anywhere where you could have those signs strongly aspected in your chart, all right? We see that there's been a lot of reflection on the wound, how you've been hurt in love, how you've been betrayed in love, and sort of feeling at a loss for, I don't know how to even move forward in the love department. Maybe some of you have felt like in the past, and it was 11:11 on the clock when I said that, some of you have felt in the past that you poured a lot of time and energy into relationships that you really thought were going somewhere, that were going to have a real solid future, and just found that when it came time for the harvest, there was nothing there, and you sort of felt disappointed, like you wasted a lot of your time. I think a lot of you are stuck in this place where you're still looking back on all that. But the reality is, until you sort of just make peace with that, like, okay, this is the way it went down, and instead of focusing on the hurt, okay, instead of continuing to lick your wounds, shift the focus more to, what did I get out of that situation? What did I learn? How did it carry me forward, okay? How did it help me, all right? With the Six of Pentacles here, how did it help me? If you can focus more on that, on what the lesson was, then it aligns you with the energy that puts you into this position of victory and success with this Six of Wands, all right? Then you move forward towards what is truly meant for you, all right? And I also see that a lot of you are going to be moving beyond this passage. In some ways, this place where you felt so emotionally disappointed and let down, it needed to go, because you were investing so much time and energy in it that really needed to be directed in another direction, because this was never going to fulfill you. It was never going to lead you to where you're meant to go, all right? And it actually was blocking your path. It was blocking your success. It was draining you. There was no reciprocal energy here. By freeing this up, by choosing to go, okay, I'm going to look at what I learned from this situation. What ways did it benefit me? And now I'm just going to close the book on this. 1313, when I said that, that's stepping into your power, okay? That's stepping into your power by making the choice to say, all right, I've looked at the wound enough. I'm going to see how this did serve me, despite it being a difficult experience. I'm going to look at the ways that I learned something, that I grew from this experience, what I'm going to take with me moving forward, as I open myself up to new experiences. By doing that, it aligns you with your victory. And I do see it will bring a change. There's a lot of healing that comes forward from this with the Six of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune here, all right? I see that you are really overcoming a lot of stuff that's held you back in the past. And I do feel for some of you that are looking for this love piece, it was by releasing this situation, being willing to move beyond it, by being willing to let go of the past, it actually brings forward a turn of the wheel that brings a change onto your path that opens you up for a soulmate to come in. I also see that you're going to be aligning with work that is truly meaningful to you, work that you're actually invested in. Some of you, this is about releasing, your career path and moving forward in a way that's actually more in harmony with how you're meant to share your creative energy with the world. I feel like maybe you were in a career that was something you were kind of always told your whole life, like, well, this is what you should do. This is what will give you stability. But you're starting to feel more moved in a heart-centered direction, like something that will actually fulfill you on an emotional level. And by letting go of this old direction and sort of challenging that programming from the past about what you should do, it opens you up in your new career direction. So this really applies to both people. Scenarios rather, maybe you were in business with somebody, I don't know. Maybe you'll align with a more helpful partner, somebody who sees things the way you do in terms of career. But I do feel that, both of these scenarios are in play. For some of the collective, it's speaking to you on a romantic level. And for others of you, this is about your career. And then there are some of you, it's both, okay? It is both. There's a lot on deck. I do see that in terms of romance, though, and relationship, that those who you've had to release, it creates room for the true soulmate to come in, somebody who's actually going to want to create with you. They're going to want to build with you. May even be somebody who comes into your life through this career reroute, okay? For some of you, you're going to be working with somebody on a project. You get tapped into that creative energy together, and then you realize, wow, there's actually more to this than just this, creative work project we're diving into together. We actually see the way that our energies harmonize together very well. I do see this coming to fruition in Leo season. All right, we do see that overcoming, the past energy and stepping into this Empress energy here. All right, the Empress is all four queens embodied. All right, Queen of Swords, Queen of Wands, Queen of Cups, and Queen of Pentacles. All right, so I do see a lot of integration work. I do see a lot of overcoming the challenges of the past. I do see a lot of releasing the past and what has kind of held you back from moving forward on your path, and really stepping into a place of empowerment with Leo season, end of July, August, all right? Some of you really got done dirty, okay? And this is both in love and in work situations. You really got ripped off. Somebody really went sideways on you, okay? And I understand how there can be a lot of hurt related to that. Make sure you're not moving into this sort of revenge mindset, okay? Just trust, things come around, and where you were done wrong, where you were done dirty, things will be set right. Your job is to stop looking back at it, because when you do that, you continue to give your power away to these people. It's so important to we need to all just take our power back from these situations and direct it towards the future, and be grateful that we found out the truth about this, all right? To be grateful that we found out the truth, so we didn't continue to invest our time, our energy, our emotions in situations where we weren't being met. And in fact, not only not being met, being sabotaged by people working against us. All right? Yeah. You worked hard to rise above this shit with this Seven of Wands. It's now time to really preserve your space, maintain those boundaries. Don't be a sucker. You might have some of these people come back around. Don't let these people back in. If they showed you who they were and they didn't do right by you, you need to, remember that lesson, not get tripped up. Don't hold a place at your table for people who did you dirty, all right? It's time to move beyond that energy, move forward, maintain your boundaries. You know what's true. You know what to do. And by doing this, you step into this Nine of Pentacles, self-satisfaction, self-made. It's like all the blessings free up when you take that risk to stand on your own and cut off these people who did you wrong. Your finances are going to free up. You move in a direction of self-fulfillment. And then once you're there, those of you looking, for a partner that aligns you with somebody who can actually meet you in that space. Cut of the deck energy. Yeah. You come to that place of success with the world by bringing things to a closure with what did you wrong in the past.